I am Greg Barnes with Inside Carolina. Along with me here is analyst Rob Harrington as we preview the 2018-19 North Carolina Tar Heels. Rob, probably the one player in the Bahamas, other than Kobe White, who jumped off the court at me was Andrew Platek. And this is a kid who a lot of people didn't expect a lot of coming out of high school. He didn't do a whole lot last year, although he did play. But he showed a lot of effort defensively. He was a defensive leader at times in terms of calling out plays and making sure people were where they needed to be, which was impressive to me. And then he was opportunistic offensively. He could handle the ball a little bit. He could make some shots. He wasn't scared to get to the paint. And so he's really impressed me with what he's been able to do during the offseason. There's a lot of talent on this perimeter, though. So how do you see Platek's contributions coming this year?
Well, Greg, I will admit I was one of those people who questioned his fit at UNC initially because I didn't see necessarily the Carolina level athleticism at that size. But he proved me wrong last year because he played more than I expected, and when he played better than I expected. And I think the reason for that is he had this reputation for being a shooter, and he is a good shooter. But as you mentioned, I think that his buy-in and the fact that he's a very scrappy competitor, he's not just someone who is selfless, but he's much more aggressive than someone who has a reputation as a set shooter. In addition, he has more ball skills. He has better instincts on defense. As you mentioned, I don't know about his playing time in the immediate term because of the guys ahead of him, but I think he already has shown that he has carved out a role for himself longer term, and that he's going to factor into playing time rotation much more heavily as an upperclassman.
And I think speaking of that upperclassman possibility in the years to come, there are some players that you talk to and you watch and you say, okay, this kid's going to be pretty good. Kenny Williams was one of those guys when he was a young player from North Carolina. I think Platek is the same kind of guy. This year, maybe not quite yet, but in the years to come for sure.